What's up, everybody? Today I'm sitting down with Malachi Bowling to get his thoughts leading up to his upcoming fight on Saturday, August 9th at HRMMA 126 in Shepherdsville. How are you doing, brother?
I'm good. How about yourself, man?
I'm great, man. Thank you so much for taking time to come out and talk with me today. I know you're busy, so I really appreciate the opportunity to sit down and
Yes,
get
sir.
some questions out of you. So I want to get started and ask you what inspired you to start fighting, and can you give me a breakdown of kind of your fighting journey so far?
Yeah, so I was playing college football at Tiffin University, and just some things went wrong in my life. I had just made some mistakes on my own end. I just in the football game, man. You're either in college, you start off as a freshman, sophomore. I mean, if you're not there in the first couple years, you know what I'm saying. There's studs out there that are just once you're behind, you're behind. You know what I mean? So I just kind of made the decision just to stop. I kind of pivoted into lifting a little bit, but I needed some time to like figure out what I was doing. Lifting was fun, but it wasn't fulfilling. And I knew I'm still an incredible athlete. I work hard, and you know I'm, I go to Wright State University, so I seen a gym near me for fighting, and I literally just was like, all right, man. So I just walked in one day. I ain't have no gloves, I ain't have no shin guards, nothing like that. I just walked in, and then the rest is kind of history. I mean, that's pretty much what kind of inspired me. Was just I didn't really have nothing. I needed something in my life to kind of fill that hole that football left. You know what I mean? So
You're with Vital Combat in Dayton, correct?
yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about your gym.
So I originally started off at Dayton Vision, and I was going back and forth between Dayton Vision and Vital Combat. I was sparring at Vital. I was training at Vision, and then Coach Fluffy, Professor Fluffy, first name is Dave, kind of grabbed a hold of me and just gave me an incredible opportunity. And so I made the transition to that gym, and I mean it's incredible. We got pros, amateurs. My coach is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's an amazing coach. I mean, he pushes us so hard, man. Sometimes I wish he would lighten it, but that's the good part about it. Is it's never a dull moment with Coach Fluffy. It's an amazing gym so far.
Yeah, the Ohio fight game's been picking up, man. OCL's been up there. I
Yeah,
think there's a few others that are up there that are really
yeah.
picking up.
Hard Rock's picking it back up.
Yeah, that's it's good to see all the people because a lot of it, kind of, which Hard Rock's going towards Bowling Green some now too, but it's
Yeah,
either like Nashville or like Ohio, kind of Louisville starting to work its way back in there, and
right.
Hard Rock's helping bring that in. So I'm glad to see everybody and get to talk to everybody. But a lot of the guys I've talked to have been from Ohio. So when you started training, kind of what was a part of it that kind of clicked with you, and was there anything that it was really kind of a struggle at first?
I wouldn't necessarily say a struggle. I've always been a kind of a natural athlete, but just like I don't know. I wouldn't say nothing was necessarily a struggle. I kind of picked up things pretty quick. I wrestled a little bit in high school and middle school, and then football kind of transitions into wrestling a little bit, just with dropping down for a tackle and everything. The transition was not. I mean, it wasn't that. Obviously, you're going to take a beating when you first start, and you've never, sparred or nothing like that. But eventually, you pick up, and I just kind of took it in like a sponge, and I listen to my coaches. I do everything the right way, and I've just kind of taken off since then. It's kind of like an addiction at this point. I'm always thinking about it. It's always like, how can I do this better? And then if I don't do it like to how I see myself doing it, I have to like perfect it. You know what I mean?
Do you think that like your cardio is going to be better, obviously, because you play football, other than like maybe if you hadn't have been playing a different sport before, and maybe your body's a little bit more used to being beat on because of football? Is there anything else that you kind of think football would help you with, in like maybe the mindset aspect of fighting or anything?
Yeah, just hard work. Obviously, stamina is a part of it, but fighting stamina, I'm always say fighting stamina is just a different type of stamina. But yeah, just the hard work factor, pushing yourself, instilling that like you have to work hard every single day. No one's gonna give it to you. So I feel like I learned a lot just from football. It's not fully gone because I mean, obviously my first goal was to go pro in football, but it's not a full lost cause just because I took so much that I can use and now trying to accomplish my MMA goals.
Has there been anything in your fight game so far that's kind of surprised you that you didn't expect when you walked in to start fighting, or
What do you mean by surprise me? Like
like was there something that you thought might have been easy, and then when you got there it was harder, or was there something that you thought was going to be the hard part of it that ended up being a little bit lighter than you expected, or?
I wasn't sure how I'd feel taking a punch. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's weird. When I get hit, it's really nothing for real. I mean, obviously I don't want to knock on wood. Hopefully I don't nothing happens. But it's not as bad. Like when I initially like started, I was kind of like worrisome of what's it gonna be like to take a punch to the face? But I feel like that's the biggest thing people are worried about. But then I just gotten it, and there's so much adrenaline when you're into it. It's you don't really feel it that much. You know what I mean?
Speaking on that, like when you were sitting backstage for the first time, getting ready to walk out, kind of what was going through your mind, and like when you're backstage getting warmed up before you go out, kind of how do you prepare for that mentally?
Man, I'm a rookie in this game. I'm a child in this game, so I don't even know how to really tell you how to prepare for it, man. Preparing to fight another man in a cage in front of your friends and family is not an easy thing to do. But I mean, just the overall nerves, hit me real hard. But I've always been accustomed to pressure, I would say. So the moment I get into the cage, it's just kind of like a everything else shuts out, and then I'm just in that moment. I feel like it's my show and it's my turn to present everything that I've worked on. I no longer feel like the nervousness. It just kind of all goes away, and then I'm just there in that moment. And then from then on, I'm just enjoying my work. You know what I mean? So
You won your last fight against Dylan Val there at OCL 38 in the third round.
yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that and how you felt kind of leading up to that, and like walk me through the fight a little bit. If there's anything you really stood out in the fight that you remember.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna be a tough opponent. I watched his tape. His record was like 1-3, but sometimes records don't really speak, to what a fighter is. I mean, he's been in the game for 9, 10 years now. Two of those losses, I would say, or one of those, yeah, two of those losses could have easily been wins. Like they were split decisions, in which I personally, when I go back and watch his fights, I think he won the fight. So going into the fight, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm first fight. I'm 0-0. This guy's got experience, man. On top of that, this guy could easily have a winning record, and he's a damn good fighter. So I was definitely nervous going to the fight, but just like I said, when I got in there, it was everything just kind of vanished, man. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's such a weird feeling. It's just every bit of nervousness that you possibly had. For me personally, it just vanished, and I was just there in the moment. But he was such a tough fighter throughout the fight. I'd say I started off so slow, man, because it was my first fight. I started off just kind of feeling things out, finding my distance, seeing where he's at. But in my next fight, I plan to pick up things way quicker. Because
Speaking on
now
your next fight,
you were
oh,
saying
go
what?
ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of your next fight, kind of how are you feeling going into it? Is there anything without giving away? I don't want you to give away your game plan or anything. Is there anything you're working towards, maybe that you can talk about a little bit? Or
Yeah, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like I've worked so hard, man. The work is done. It's going to continue to get done. At that point, I just got to walk in there and get my reward. I can't really speak on what my game plan is because I don't want to spill the beans. But the work is done. At this point, the prize is mine. At that point, so I'm ready.
if somebody was wanting to get into fighting, what would you kind of say to them? Do you have any advice for anything that they would want to do going into it?
You either make the decision or you don't. Like it's not something you can kind of halfway be in or halfway not be in. It's kind of one of them things. Like if you plan on really fighting, you got to be in it. Like you know what I mean. You can't like show up for 2 days a week, 3 days a week, and then convince yourself like you put in that work. You gotta. It's something you got to give everything to because you don't know who you could fight. You could go into the ring with a dude that's been doing this for however many years, and he's training 4 hours a day, and he's not taking this as like a little 3 days a week thing. You know what I mean? I mean, I've only been doing this for 6 months, 5, 6 months now, but I've just in what I've seen in these 5 to 6 months, there's some dudes that just show up and it's 3 days a week, whatever, and I'm just like, you can't go into a fight like that because dudes are out here working and dudes are hungry. You're gonna get eaten alive in there, and it's at the end of the day, it's a fight game, but it's a dangerous game. So
Are there any kind of hobbies or anything you do outside of fighting now, or like any interest you have that you kind of keep on the side? Or
yeah, I spend my days about 5 hours a day training, and then I work a little bit. But if I ever have free time, I just got into Stranger Things, the show, so I just started watching that. That's kind of my stuff right now.
you're gonna
Um,
be caught up before Christmas, so you can get
yeah,
the
yeah, I
holiday
got to,
season
man.
going.
I got to, man. I'm catching up on that right now. I fish a little bit. Me and my buddy, we go up to Caesar's Creek and we'll fish and then we'll fillet the fish and then eat them and everything. But other than that, man, I rarely got time to really enjoy myself. They're just kind of working and training.
What kind of fish you do? You like
Crappie, man, crappie and
crappie?
white bass. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. Y'all know if you've ever had it, man. It's you get yourself an extra crispy. You put it in that oil and you fry it, man. That extra crispy crappie, man, it'll hit home for you. So,
All right, brother. Well, I got one last question for you. What's
yeah,
on your playlist, and do you have a walkout song picked out for the fight coming up?
I ain't even thought that far ahead, man. I don't know. I got such a like extensive like how do I say this? I got so much music, like so much music taste. It could be rock, it could be rap, it could be country. I don't even know yet, man. It's just how I'm feeling that night, and I haven't even thought that. I'll probably pick it like the night before. I'll probably send it up there and then get it the night before. See how I'm feeling. So
Well, all right, brother. Well, thank you so much, Malachi, for coming on. I can't wait to see you fight. Is there anything you'd like to say before we get out of here, or anybody you'd like to shout out, or anything?
shout out my coaches at Vital Combat Dayton Vision, my family for supporting me, and let's get this show on the road. I'm ready for it. Let's do it. Just another step in the road, man. Let's do it.
All right, brother. Well, thank you so much again for coming on and talking to me and taking time out of your busy day. And I'll see you there on August 9th. Shepherdsville, everybody go get your tickets now for HRMMA 126. Come out and watch Malachi put on a show. And we'll see you next time.
I appreciate you having me, brother.